Good morning, welcome to the Bearded Bama Bushcrafter. Taking care of the animals this morning. This is my rabbit I talked about in a prior video. Her ears, she had the ear mites. Look how clean her ears looking. They're hungry this morning, they're ready for breakfast, so I'm getting them fed. Zane has carried off the water bottles and we're topping them off for the day, getting everybody squared away. I want to do a follow-up here about the fire, so we're going to talk about that here in just a minute or so. Y'all stand by. I don't know what it's like where you are, but man, it is a beautiful day. Check this out. Look at this beautiful, beautiful bluebird sky. And it's turned off cold again. It warmed up rain. It usually does that. And it has turned off brisk and chilly. What? This youngin' right here. You don't want to be on video today? He wants to be the star of the show. All right, so here we go. Here's Zane. Y'all ready? All right, got the rabbits squared away. Thirsty. Gonna breed those does again. Hopefully they're gonna be successful in taking care of their litter. All right, let's check out the burn. It did real nice. This is my largest pine thicket, I would say. Of course, we have hardwoods down in there. It gets real swampy. But the burn, I think the humidity was a bit higher than what I would have preferred when we burned that night. So the fire was a little slow, more slow than, I'm down here, buddy. More slow than what I prefer, but I don't want a fast fire, get out of hand. It was funny, the next night, if I had waited to do the burn on the following evening, it wouldn't have been a good night. We had some winds, and that would have made, and actually the winds picked up. It would have been one of those nights that have fooled you because you'd gotten started and then the winds picked up. But check it out. This was where the debris hut was. So it burned nicely. Cleaned it up real good. Put a lot of nutrients in the soil. Allows sunlight to, oh, you want to play that game? Allows sunlight to get to the bottom of the forest floor. It's good for producing regrowth of natural tubers and plants and whatnot. You ever have those moments where somebody does something and you're thinking about how you could bring physical harm to them? That's going on right now. And I have to restrain myself because you don't want to hurt some individual. But I've learned how to handle things like this. I'm being attacked with a frisbee. Man, it's such a beautiful day. Those of you who deer hunt and turkey hunt will probably understand this phrase. We go from wet rutting weather to strutting weather. And man, this is a day for strutting. Check it out. Man, it burned so nicely. There were a couple of areas that I had a hard time getting to stay lit and burning through, but it worked out overall. See, look at here. Look at here. It burnt nicely. Man, there's so much debris builds up in pine thickets over a period of time. I've been trying to do the burn every 3 years. There are people who burn every year, every other year, every 3 years. There's people who never burn. I know I don't have much here as far as acreage, but what I do have, I like to try to manage it properly and take care of it. And fires are very proper in land management. Something about a burn. When you get down on the management area when they do their burns, and turkeys will be out in it as it's still smoldering and their beards get singed. They love burns. Get in there and eat all the dead bugs and Especially when springtime hits and those new grasses and tubers and shoots and stuff. Now you're throwing rocks? The boy's throwing rocks at me. We go from a nice, safe frisbee, a dog toy, to hard rocks. I feel like I'm in the woods and Sasquatch is throwing stones at me. Let's see what he likes if we throw back. So, I threw like a girl on that one. Y'all stand by. You know, some years ago, when I planted all these pine trees, I wish I'd have thought better and ordered the longleaf pines. But at the time, not like that my knowledge in trees and whatnot is greatly improved. It has some, but I ordered loblollies, and I believe these are Piedmont loblollies. So they are a hybrid pine, and these trees now are approximately, I think I planted them in 2007. So what would that make them? 15, 16 years old, somewhere in there. What is it, 2022? Yeah, somewhere in there. I guess 15 years. And look how big these trees are in diameter. Look at this. When I planted these trees, they were just little tiny whips that were no bigger around than my pinky and were probably 12, 14, 15 inches long. They came in this big box, and the day they came, it was in February of that year. I got out with a little not a sharpshooter, but a little flat trenching shovel and planted. This used to be wide open all the way down to the road. All these pine trees, all those trees back in there, I planted by hand. I planted over 1,000 of these things. And I had also planted some white oaks. There were some maples. My mom and dad used to get me some trees they would collect on, I guess at the park on Arbor Day. And there were all kind of trees there. I did order some green ash. I planted those down along below the shelter. So I've enhanced this property for sure with the trees. That's one of the things I enjoy doing is I love trees. Trees are very important to our life, to our livelihood. Without trees, there would be no life on this planet, because we are creatures who need oxygen. I didn't know if y'all knew that or not, but without oxygen we're not going to survive very long. So y'all get out and plant some trees. You want to feel like you want to do something, do that. It's a good thing to do. Makes you feel good. You're doing good, and it is good. I was reading an interesting article on yesterday, and it was actually on the subject of collecting roadkill. Yes, I have picked up roadkill before. I have collected it myself, and I have consumed it. Now it hadn't been there long, and it wasn't rotted or putrid, and consumed it. And I have used the hides on a couple of occasions. I have been trying to learn how to process hides. I've got 2 hides. Matter of fact, one of the hides in the freezer that I've got to work on. Today would be a good day, but I'm limited on my time. I'm filling up the bird feeders right now. Or I should call these squirrel feeders, because the squirrels come in here and they just rampage. They sack it. Had a little cardinal, he was stuck in this one. The wind or the squirrels, I got to make these where the squirrel, they still get up here and they just dig through and get all the sunflower seeds out. But there's all kind of other little birds. Watch this, Skipper. Where's squirrel? Squirrel, get squirrel, squirrel. Get squirrel up here, just go. Squirrel, squirrel. That dog loves to get after a squirrel. But anyway, back to roadkill. I do have a couple of hides in the freezer I've got to get out and get them cleaned up. And I've got to order me some solution to do the tanning. I wasn't able to get the brain, because the brain in the animal, especially in deer and elk and all that, and I assume for the smaller animals too, the brain tanning is the natural. You actually use the brain to create the tanning solution for the hides to preserve them. But I'm gonna have to order some stuff through a company. But I was reading that article. Man, I had went way off track there. But that article was talking about states where it's legal and illegal. And it was mainly about California. California, their dictator is starting to allow some collection of roadkill. And y'all may think it's gross and hickish and barbaric, but you know, sometimes you can collect stuff from the road, but you have to make sure you're legal. There are so many laws. I have come to believe that the reason we get in trouble by law enforcement for the most part is because we don't know our rights, we don't know the laws. And there are some laws that are in effect that are completely stupid. Like, I remember reading an article not long ago about some laws in Alabama. Like, you cannot walk around with ice cream in your back pocket on Sundays. I believe it was Sunday. First of all, why would you want to walk around with ice cream in any of your pockets? Especially like an ice cream cone or whatnot. I remember reading one time in Colorado, you could not hunt while wearing a hat because it spooked wildlife. You know, we have some laws that just do not make any sense whatsoever. I know laws are, for the most part, are good for us. They help protect us, but sometimes our leaders, they go overboard with laws and our freedoms are really infringed upon. But anyway, y'all think about roadkill. Would you collect roadkill if necessary? Would you consume the meat? Would you use the hide? I know sometimes I see nice bucks run over, and from what I understand, as long as that animal is in season to be hunted, you can lawfully collect that animal. And I was under the impression that you had to call the game warden and obtain a permit. But some of the stuff I've been reading still kind of is gray to me. But if it's deer season and you see a deer on the side of the road and you want to collect it, you can collect it. Especially if you hit it with your own automobile. All right, guys. Well, I'm starting to ramble on. Just wanted to do a little follow-up video about the burn. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and become one. Trying to build this channel up. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the content. And hit that like button. Hopefully I'm going to get this algorithm changed around and I'll get to where people start seeing my videos more and build up the subscribers. I do have a giveaway at 500, but I am only at 362. It's funny, I reached 362, about that number now, dropped back down to about 359. So I'm not quite sure if that's something YouTube's doing or people are like, oh, he's kind of stupid on this video and, you know, it's not making any sense, which, you know, I'm good at that. But those of you who are faithful, I appreciate you and I thank you. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you next time. Y'all take care.